Man, I'm over here still trying to shake this sickness off, man. We're one man down today, but órale, homie, we're here. We're doing the damn thing. Cúbole a todos los chingones y chingonas. Damn, dog, I always forget this, man. Let me throw the banner up, Holmes. Ahí estamos. All right, we're good, man. So, hey, let me go ahead and bring in my partner. What's up, G Funky? I just got your text message, dog. Go get that tire fixed, big homie. Let's go ahead. Let's bring in the scientist, man, the boxing scientist. Holmes. He's looking a little. I don't know. Vato's sitting back, looking a little too relaxed, if you ask me. Hey, man, I'm talking about my man Mike Angelino, sports, Mike Angelino, boxing, Mike Zavala.
What's up, Ed? Oh yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. I got my defense ready, offense tight. Let's get it on, baby. Woo!
What's up, Impala, Andres Juarez, G Funky? You know, I was just watching G Funky's live earlier. He was supposed to have this debate on Tyson Fury's glove gate. I was tapping in, man, ready to see some good chingazos, homie. He was having this debate with this other YouTuber, but they're moving it to Sunday. So I hope I could go ahead and make that. But hey, man, David Contreras cannot be here with us. That vato is sick as hell, and he's traveling from the West Coast. He was in San Jose doing his thing. He's going back home to Tampa Bay. So get better, Holmes. Get better, man. Well, with that, look, let's go ahead and let's get into it. All right. Kind of a little bit all talked out already about the whole Tank and Ryan thing, but let's touch on it just a little bit. First of all, I haven't really heard many people talk about the undercard. So let's touch on that, man. Everyone's talking about Tank and Ryan. I'm a little talked out about that, but let's talk a little bit about the undercard. Mikey, man, David Morrell, Holmes. David Morrell went in there, dominated, made a statement. Homeboy, it's like he went in there with a casket, Holmes, ready to throw somebody in a casket, do that. Mikey, what do you make of David Morrell? How many more of these fights does he need to be in before he actually literally kills somebody? When do they need to step the competition on David Morrell?
Yeah. These are showcase fights. He's really showcasing. He has power. He's fast. He's a southpaw, if I'm not mistaken. He looked good, man. He versus Falcao. That's kind of like a name. Falcao once upon a time was pretty good. He was with the Robert Garcia gym, and they spoke highly above him. Brazilian dude. He's he went to the Olympics. I don't know what he got. I forgot. But yeah. Once upon a time he was good, and then he faded out. And David Morrell, you could tell he needs to step up his competition because he's destroying the competition. And hey, he looks good, and it's a time to step up the competition. And the best competition out there is David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what you want to see next from him?
Oh yeah, it's time, man. It's time. David Benavidez has been fighting subpar competition. The little guys, they move up, and he looks phenomenal. And he got that plant fight, and he looked good, man. He looked good. but Plant was Canelo's leftovers. Let me just put that out there. And now Morrell needs to step it up, and the best fight for him is both of these guys to see who's the real deal Holyfield in the 168 to see Canelo in the near future.
Now, Morrell doesn't even have 20 fights, but he's Cuban.
Yeah.
Now, Mikey, you talk a lot about these Cuban fighters, man. What do these guys go through?
Yeah, the Cuban pedigree, man. We know that they have a million amateur fights, so they're very skilled. They've seen every style. Everything's embedded in their brain. They have Plan B, Plan C. They can box. When they go to the professional level, it's a little different. But we've seen some great Cubans in the professional, and this guy's very, very promising. He's a big guy, not the little Cuban. He's a big Cuban, 168-pounder. It's a great fight with Benavidez. This is the hunter becomes the hunted. In other words, Benavidez is being hunted by Morrell. So what are you gonna do, Benavidez? Step your game up.
A G Funky, man, friend of the Los Tres Chingones boxing, saying he's gonna have David Morrell's manager on his channel soon, and he'll be asking him about possibly fighting Benavidez. Yeah, man, let's make that pressure, make that fight, Holmes. I would love to see that fight. Hey, what's going on, man? The G Unit Twins Garza, what's going on? What's going on, man? You guys go ahead, check out their channel. It's two young twins, 12-year-olds. Man, these kids can fight, man. These kids can throw down.
Oh, yeah.
We about to go sparring to El Monte. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Where's my paisano from Michoacan? El Guru. Hey, tap in every Wednesday. He's on here, man. We have El Guru come on here. Man, I should have tapped in with them, try to get him on here for the English one, man. But
yeah.
No, you know what? David Morrell, man, this kid is very promising. If he steps up the game, if he goes, say he goes up against David Benavidez and he loses, do you think it's an excuse of saying like, it's because he doesn't have enough, it was too soon? Or no, this is the time. He's already, because he's dominating. Everybody he puts in front of him, he's dominating, man. Do they think you need to step him up just a little bit more, or does he need to just get up there already with the David Benavidez? What if he goes up against Caleb Plant? How about that?
Yeah, I mean, that'll be a good fight versus Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant has skills, man. It's just he fades out at the second half of the fight. He gets tired, and this Cuban has power, man. He has power. I mean, David Benavidez doesn't have a lot of fights either. So, I mean, he has like what, 6 more fights, something like that. If you want to really break it down, what I've seen in Fox record, he doesn't really have a lot of fights. How old is the Cuban, to be exact? He's not a young guy, right?
You know what? I'm not sure, and their age is always questionable.
Yeah. Even his prime, he's late 20s, I bet. He's late 20s. Yeah, I'll look it up right now.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
Their age is always questionable. Anything that comes with records, man, from Cuba, it's always kind of questionable. Yeah. But nah, man, I would really like to get, hey, man, because he's gonna end up killing somebody, man. He puts hands on all these dudes that they put him in there with, and these guys are clearly not on his level. He's definitely on another level. What level is he in? That I don't know, but he's definitely not at the level that they're putting him up in that ring, man, because he's dominating these dudes. So they definitely need to do something with him, man, because he's hurting a lot of these guys. So let me see. What's up to Impala, JC, Dos Matador, Cubole.
What's up, brother?
Man, somebody else that was in the undercard, Gabriel Rosado. He now says he's officially retired. What do you make about that, man? And what do you make about his fight that he had?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Beck the Bully, he didn't really rush him like Beck the Bully. It was more like Beck's the technician. He banged a little bit, but he boxed him a little bit. And that's what you're supposed to do with Gabe Rosado. You don't go after Gabe Rosado because he will counter you. He's a slick fighter. He's good, man. Gabe Rosado has the biggest balls, the biggest heart in the sport, and he had controversial losses. And this guy, man, is just if there was a title for heart, for big balls, and for fighting whoever he wants, he'll get all the titles, man. It wasn't meant to be. He started boxing a little late, and yeah, this game is a young man's sport. You got to start young, and he started a little late, but the heart, you can't teach heart, man. And shout out to Gabe Rosado, man. Puerto Rican pit bull, dude. He's a dog.
Hey, Andres is asking, where's the brewski, Mikey?
Right here, a little cold one. I'm about to watch the legs, you know.
you know what, man? Look, man. I mean, what a career for Gabe Rosado, man. For him to remain relevant with as many losses that he has, for his name to still be so relevant, man. And he earned that. He earned that. You know what? Let's do it, man. A trilogy, Mikey. Let's do it. A trilogy. Get back in the gym, Gabe. Gabe Rosado against Bec the Bully, homie. A trilogy for the century. It won't be a trilogy for the century, but nah, man. Let's do it, man. I want Gabe Rosado to go out with a win, not a loss. You know.
Yeah.
Was that first fight? Was it just a lucky shot? A lot of people are saying yes. I don't know, man. I kind of like to believe that Gabe Rosado just saw that and let him have it, Holmes. Bec the Bully, I could see it was in his mind. It was in his mind, man, where it's like, hey, I don't want to get knocked out. You know, I don't want to get knocked out, man. So Gabe Rosado was living in his head, man. And I like that, man. And I would like them to do it again. But man, Rosado, get back in there and beat this dude up. I don't know, man. There's something about Bec the Bully. I'm not really down with this Vato, dog. I don't really like this cat too much. But hey, he did win the fight. So there you go. Gabe Rosado, if he does hang it up, he hangs it up. A lot of people are saying, like, if they offer him some feria, he'll come back. What do you think, Mike? You think we'll see Gabe Rosado come back?
I think so, man. I think so. He's a great for the undercard, man. Gabe Rosado. You're gonna see a fight, man, with Gabe. He's put him with a young stud to see where he's at, and he'll give you a good fight, man. I'm down to see him. You know what I mean? And what weight are they? He's a 160, right? Not 168, right?
They fight at
160. You know, hey, David Morrell, man, let's test them out with Bec the Bully or Gabe Rosado. How about that?
I think David Morrell will end up killing somebody, dog.
Are you sure?
You know what, Bec the Bully? You know what, Bec the Bully? That'd be something. But then Bec only has 12 fights now, so I don't know, man. But Gabe Rosado.
Put him on Rosado. If you're the real deal, you're gonna win. But if he can expose you, he's that guy to see where you're at. And hey man, Gabe Rosado has all the tricks in the book, man. He's a dog. He will take you to school if you're not real. And David Morrell needs to get tested with a great veteran. And this is a great fight to get him tested to go see Benavidez, because he's gonna see a lot of tricks, a lot of things.
First of all, Arturo G Unit, I'll get to that in just a second. JC saying, haven't seen progress from Bec the Bully. Neither have I. Why is everybody so up on this dude? I haven't seen any progress of this dude, man. And I'm not going to say Gabe Rosado exposed him or anything, but he made him look like he wasn't a beast, dog. Everybody's all like, ooh, this guy's a beast. He's a monster. I didn't really see that, man. He's beating up on a bunch of dudes that nobody really knows. Gabe Rosado goes in there, knocks him out because Gabe Rosado's a veteran. He's not scared of him. And then here's the rematch, and Bec the Bully is just, not fighting scared, but I could tell. I could see it. That was in his mind. It's like, okay, I got to be very cautious. Did he win the fight? Yes, he won the fight. I would say, you know what? Let's have Gabe Rosado and Bec the Bully go at it again. What I don't want, Mikey, is what you're saying, Holmes. You're saying throw in David Morrell against my boy Gabe Rosado. No, I don't want to see that, dog.
But Ed, why not? Rosado never been knocked out. Never been knocked out. This guy has like 14 fights. We don't really know if he's the real deal Holyfield. It's just great matchmaking, and he has great shots. The guy, David Morrell, is promising. But we haven't seen him with somebody, just like Tank Davis. He beat Ryan Garcia. With all due respect, Ryan Garcia, he doesn't have no belts. It's just like he didn't beat the top guys at 135. We gotta call a spade a spade. This guy's a monster because of Morrell's a monster because of the matchmaking. Let's keep it real, man.
Because I don't want Gabe Rosado to end up in a wheelchair, Holmes. That's why, dog. That's why I don't want him to go up against David Morrell, dog. That's why, man. Against Bec the Bully, that's fine, but not again. Nah, man. I I want Gabe Rosado. His war days are done. Get in there with somebody that you know you're gonna beat, win, take the gloves off, put him in the middle of the ring, and walk out, dog. That's what I want to see Gabe Rosado. I don't want to see him against
Yeah, the people's
Look,
champ.
if it happens, it happens, man. If it happens, it happens. So there you go, man. Did you get a chance to see the first fight with Elijah Garcia?
I think so. I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah, I'll just speak on it real quick. This was Elijah Garcia's. He fights at 168. This was his 15th fight. This was his chance to showcase. It's a new upcoming kid and everything. I was so not impressed. I was so unimpressed. The fight. Some people thought that he even lost the fight. I didn't. I thought he won. I thought he won the fight. But for those that think that he lost the fight, I'm not going to argue with you because he didn't do anything to impress me. It's like this kid's coming up. This is his first fight to have eyeballs on him on a big pay-per-view fight, right? I mean, it's the first fight, but still, nonetheless, a pay-per-view card. And this kid didn't do anything for me to say, like, ooh, you know what? Keep an eye on this kid. Charlie, dog. I'm not saying he's not good, and I'm not saying he cannot improve. I'm just saying when his time was to hit the big stage, which was this past Saturday, and he did hit the big stage, there was little to no fireworks. There was nothing for me to look at this kid and say, like, okay, you know what? There might be something here. There might be something there, but when the time rose for him to show, he didn't show. And some people believe that he lost the fight. I don't think he lost the fight. I think he won the fight, but barely. I wasn't impressed. So hopefully we get to see more of this kid, and maybe he has something hidden that he wasn't able to bring out. So there was nothing there with that kid, man. So that's all I'll leave it with. Let me see. Pitbull versus Ryan. Okay, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Tank and Ryan. I know people are starting to get a little bit tired of talking about that, but let's go ahead and talk just a little bit about it because there is a lot of stuff going on in boxing, man. And we're kind of getting weary of talking about Tank and Ryan. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about and the new news that came out with the whole Mario Barrios thing. Okay, so Mikey, I was at the Ryan Garcia watch party at the house and everything. His family was going back and forth, man. After the fight, going to the MGM Grand Party, coming back. Some people left. Some people went to the fight and then came back to the party. It was crazy, man. There was a gang of people. He's got a lot of family, and a lot of them from Chicago. A lot from Chicago. I think I met just about everybody except for Ryan, his brother Sean, the mom, and the dad. Other than that, I must have shook hands with just about everybody. If I didn't, I didn't. But I felt like I shook hands like with 50 different people, man. We were there. We were watching the fight. I said it on the Spanish show. I said it earlier this week. I'll go ahead and I'll say it now. When I got to the weigh-ins on Friday, immediately I heard that everything isn't good at the Ryan Garcia camp. Okay, boom, there it is. And then on Saturday, before the fight, I heard that Ryan Garcia had to run the night before to make the second weigh-in. Okay, there's that. All right. But still, everybody in good spirits. Everybody's saying, like, oh, he's in Nakama. He's in Nakama. Got me convinced. I'm like, okay, Ryan's going to win, man. But obviously, we saw what happened. That wasn't it. Mikey, what did you see, big dog?
Yeah, man, and I called it. We said it. We talked about the stipulations. It's just like Ryan hasn't fought it below 135 or close to 135 in a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. So, okay, he's fighting at a catch at 136, and then a rehydration clause, 10 pounds, just like. And when we were talking in our circle, like some of our guys were saying, no, he's gonna be fine and all that. But no, man, I seen it time and time. I seen it with Canelo when he fought Mayweather. He was dry. Ryan looked dry, keeping it real. He looked dry. Ryan didn't use the tools that he's blessed with. We talked about he has to use his stick, double up his stick. Do not let Tank in the inside. Use your right hand. We talked about this, and he looked weak. He didn't have that pop that he usually has, and we seen the weakness. He was weak, man. So they say we say that he quit. There's a reason he quit because, dude, he was a skeleton out there. It wasn't fair. It wasn't a fair fight, and the kid quit in my book. But I understand. But the ultimate sin in boxing is quit. If you're not ready to go in the ring, do not step in the ring. Don't sign the contract because look at what happened. Now everyone's calling him a quitter because he signed the contract.
Did he quit? Yes. Yes. Okay, yes. Do I believe that Ryan could have stood back up on his feet? Yeah, I believe he could have. But I also believe that he was out of gas. I believe that he ran out of gas and he just didn't have it anymore, man. People could say it's excuses. That's fine. That's fine, man. Look, I'm not going to take it away from Tank Davis. All right. He won. The contract was there and he won. There you go. I do believe Ryan Garcia could have stood back up. I don't think Ryan Garcia could have got back into that fight, man. I believe if he stood back up, I don't think he probably even would have made it out of that round. He was out of gas. And when I heard before the fight, when I heard that he had to run the night before the fight to make the second weigh-in, yeah, it made me think. But then again, being around the atmosphere, man, and everybody wearing Garcia shirts and everything, it just got me like, okay, man, then he's going to win, man. He's going to win. But yeah, nah, man. I just, it was sad to see him go out like that, dog. It really was. After all that, right? After all that was said, after all that was done, once that it was over, right? People were saying like, okay, was he hit that hard? Was he? Look, I believe he was hurt, but I also believe he was out of gas. I believe he had nothing left. His punches didn't look like they had the snap. There's all kinds of things going on there. I don't want to make any excuses for Ryan. I'm telling everybody, when I got there Friday, I immediately started hearing some bad news. That is it. Okay. Now, the rehydration thing. One thing that I had no idea about, that Mario Barrios came out and said that there was a rehydration clause on him when he fought Tank. Did you see that, Mikey?
Yeah, Barrios just tweeted he had a rehydration clause at 140 pounds, not 136, not 135, at 140 pounds. Tank didn't want to fight him. He had a rehydration clause on him. So in other words, Mario Barrios was also dehydrated because he couldn't. He was already going to move up. He fought twice, if I'm not mistaken, at 147 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, and then they made him go back down. According to what I read, I got to really be 100%. But so does Tank Davis fight anybody fair and square? Does he always have stipulations? Now we have the magnifying glass and we're detectives. Does he fight everybody with rehydration clauses and all that? Because we're starting to see more and more, and whenever there's smoke, there's fire. So, come on, man. I don't like this, man. It's called cheating. This is cheating, man.
Hey, I gotta give a big saludos to Miguel Zavala, who's in here, man.
Oh, Miguel Zavala. That's my dad?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, it is. Yeah, right.
So que te portas bien, Mikey, eh? Que te portas bien, cabrón.
The old man don't know nothing about boxing anymore, man. He forgot. He thinks I don't even want to talk trash about Ryan anymore. He likes Ryan. Oh man.
Absolutely. All right. He didn't want to stand up. Yeah, he didn't want to stand. Yeah, look, he could have stood back up. Okay. Yes, he definitely could have stood back up, but he couldn't be back in the fight anymore. It was done. You could see. I mean, he was sucked up. Yeah. Yes, he quit. I'm not saying he didn't quit. Yes, he quit because he could have stood back up. But he was done. He was out of gas, man. We were in the, 7th round. He was out of gas. Ya no tenía nada. This thing with Mario Barrios that came out and said, like, hey, I had a rehydration clause when I fought Tank Davis. And the funny thing is, with both Ryan and Mario Barrios were both had rehydration clause. Tank hurt both of them to the body. I don't know if anybody's aware of that. But when it was the Mario Barrios fight against Tank Davis, he hurt him and dropped him with a shot to the body.
Yeah.
Here we go with Ryan Garcia. There's the rehydration clause, stops him with a shot to the body. And yeah, I mean, when you're a lean, skinny dude, man, tall, skinny guy, you can't get all the nutrients back in your body, man. Again, the contract is signed. Hey, Holmes, you're there. What's Tank supposed to do? You signed it. Hey, we're going to fight, and I'm going to stop you how I stop you. So I'm not taking that away. But yeah, man, I mean, you can't rehydrate to where you comfortable of being, and your body's already thin and skinny and weak, dogs. You take those shots, man. So yeah, there's that. One thing that I did want to say, let me see. I'm starting to think Ryan a hype job. Is he a hype job? He's definitely more popular than what he should be. He's an exciting fighter to watch, but the kid's got bad habits. Mikey, the kid drops his hands a lot, Mikey. Tell me what you see on his skills, Holmes.
Oh, man, he has a great jab. He has a great check hook, but it's just like like we talked about in the Spanish show, he needs a coach that will take – he needs to tell his dad and his mom, with all due respect, step back. He needs to go to a gym, and he needs to just listen to the coach. He has potential. He has the look, but there's a lot of bad things in his arsenal. His defense is subpar. His defense is not there. He don't have slick defense. He would have got that with the Reynoso at the Reynoso. His footwork's not up to par. He needs to work on his footwork, his defensive footwork, his offensive footwork, how to keep his head out of the line, keep his hands up. It's just a lot of things. And he needs to concentrate on boxing 100%. Either you're in or you're out. And it looks like he's out, man. It's just the social media, the distractions, and he needs to have a real trainer. Joe Goose is a great trainer, but from what I've been hearing, the rumbles I've been hearing, that he only went to the gym just to spar, and that's it. And Joe Goosen wasn't in charge. It's just a lot of things, dude. Boxing, you got to be bien dedicado 100%. That's your girlfriend, because that girlfriend isn't loyal. If you're not loyal to her, she'll leave your ass, dude, and embarrass you. Respect the game, with the game will disrespect you, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, the kid. Okay, this is what the kid has. He's got lightning fast hands, probably the fastest hands in boxing today. Okay, he's got some good combinations, and he's got some good power. But that's about where it all ends. That's it, man. That's going to get you far when you're fighting a bunch of D, C minus, maybe even C plus fighters. Okay. But once the level steps up, you're going to need a heck of a lot more than that, man. The kid stands up, back straight, like he's, like a straight palo, Holmes. There's no, he's not here, and whenever he throws that power, Mikey, he drops both hands. Both hands come wide. Whichever one he throws, if he throws a left, the right hand comes down to the waist. Like, just gacho, man. He opens up way, way, way too much, man. Does he have power? Yes. Is he fast? Absolutely. But that's all he really has. He is fun to watch. I do like watching him fight. But the simple fundamentals, man, of keeping your hands up, having some better defense and all, he needs a lot of work with that. And, people are still saying, to fight guys like Pitbull Cruz and everything. I'm telling you guys right now, at least from what I was told from all his family and everything, he is 100% done with 135 and catch weights. The new place for him is 140. He said he's not going to do anymore. Again, this is what I'm hearing. Okay. So if he goes and does it, hey, I'm telling you guys what I heard. He's not doing any more catch weights. He's not doing any more 135ers. He's doing 140 and 140, and that's what it's going to be, man. So at 140, is he going to be fighting the winner of Tio and Taylor? Is he going to be fighting Regis Prograis? No, he is not, man. He's going to fight about 2 fights, maybe even 3 fights where they know he can win. Mikey, what do you think about that? Or do you think people are still asking about him fighting Pitbull Cruz, which that's what do you think Ryan should do, dog?
Ryan should get 1 or 2 fights, showcase type fights, sensational knockouts. We could forget about that Tank Davis fights. Plus, we always have that excuse because it's 100% fact that he got dried up. It was just the catch weight and the dehydration clause. That's 100% what happened. What happened? There's no ifs and buts about it that he was drained. If Tank Davis would have beat him fair and square, then yeah. So we have that. And I got a fight for you, Ed. After 2 fights or 1 fight, 2 fights, let's just say 2 fights, him and Adrian Bronner will sell. This will sell out, man. Pay-per-view, everything. Ryan Garcia versus Adrian Bronner. That's a great fight for Ryan Garcia. Adrian Bronner is a has-been, but this guy will talk trash. Imagine the weigh-ins. Imagine the interviews. And everything. Man, it's gonna go viral. I think that's the fight for him. He shouldn't fight Pitbull Cruz. He shouldn't fight anybody else but Adrian Bronner. That's a great fight, and I think he'll beat him.
JC, I somewhat agree with you. I think he has some good combinations. But yeah, the left hook is basically what is his bread and butter there. Okay, Mikey, I'll meet you there. Except the pay-per-view part, man. I'm sick of pay-per-views, and if we're gonna have 2 guys. If we're going to have a washed-up has-been in Adrian Bronner, and we're going to have a Ryan Garcia who's not a real champion as a pay-per-view, would it be pay-per-view and will it sell? Yeah, it'll probably sell, man, but I don't want it to be pay-per-view, man.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I'm just saying a bag for Garcia.
Mikey, do you think Ryan Garcia is going to be a great fighter?
Oh man, I seen, like I said, I sound like a broken record. I seen the Victor Ortiz, the Pit Bulls from East LA, Panchito Bojado, and I'm gonna have to put Ryan Garcia on the same page or whatever you want to call it. It's same thing. I've seen it before. I'm a veterano. I know I kind of try to dress young, but I'm a veterano, man. You can see the thinning hairline. I've seen it all, man. Sorry, Ed. The Garcias. I love you guys. I've seen this movie before.
Yeah, I again, man, I love the Garcia family. Great family. They treated me and my beautiful, crazy loca wife like one of their own. I spent a night at the house. The next day, we had a nice big barbecue. I had a great time, man. But I told them, man, we're not gonna be compromised, man. We're gonna keep it real, and I don't see Ryan Garcia breaking these bad habits. I don't, man. I hope he breaks these bad habits. I hope he gets in somebody with like Robert Garcia, because his bad habits, man, of dropping his hands and not really working on footwork and defense and things like that, man. When the competition steps up, he can be a great fighter, but will he be? My money says no. My money says no. So Anthony Bravo says it seems like he wants to do his own rutina because I know that he doesn't have the same trainer. He keeps going back to his old way of fighting, and sometimes he's just, it seems like for all the fights, he's just looking for a knockout, man. And sometimes he needs to be setting that stuff up. And I just don't like it. Even when you see him training and hitting the bag, man, his hands come down for whatever, right or left. Both hands come down.
Yeah.
And I don't like it, man. But I don't know. Anything else you want to throw out there about Tank and Ryan? I know we've talked it up throughout the week.
Yeah.
Man. So
I made a little video, and you probably seen it, but yeah, it's going viral. Not my video, but Tank's the new after this fight. Tank became the new face of boxing. ESPN been saying it. De La Hoya was pushing that narrative. Showtime, PBC. Tank's the new face of boxing. It's like, come on, man, this is ridiculous, dude. After this fight, this is ridiculous. Canelo is the face of boxing, man. Canelo's the face of boxing.
Okay, let's talk about Tank. What happens with Tank now? Now, who does he fight? Now, who do you want him to fight? But who do you truly believe he fights next?
Yeah, man, he's gonna probably fight a little guy and move him up, or a big guy and drain him and get a sensational knockout. You know, these PBC guys, they don't fight nobody. But what I want is the Pitbull Cruz rematch. That's a good fight, man. He didn't look too good. So Pitbull Cruz, after that, Devin Haney, or the winner of Devin Haney, Lomachenko, but most likely Devin Haney, and after that, Shakur Stevenson. That's the three guys I want in the face.
You know, a lot of people do want to see the Pitbull Cruz rematch. I'm okay with it, Mikey. I'm all right with it. I just want people to remember that Tank Davis was hurt in that fight. So, you know, to believe that Pitbull Cruz is, you know, is going to possibly beat him. Look, some people are saying Pitbull Cruz won that fight. I don't think Pitbull Cruz won that fight. I thought Tank won that fight. Not completely hands down, like, man, Tank dominated that fight. Nah, shot it, dog. Cruz definitely was in the fight. He definitely had his moments. Would I be upset if they had a rematch? No, not really, but I wouldn't favor Cruz, man. Tank was hurt in that fight. He had a hand injury. So I think, and by the way, if it goes to decision, there's no way they will give a decision to Pitbull Cruz. It's just not going to happen. So what's next for Tank Davis? I'm with you, Mikey. Probably a nobody, man, or somebody relevant at 130 to move him up or something like that. I don't think he gets the winner of Lomachenko and Haney. I know Shakur's calling him out. I don't think he fights Shakur Stevenson. And by the way, man, I wouldn't be too surprised if he doesn't fight for the rest of the year. I just wouldn't. This is a big high rise, man, where he could just, you know, ride this wave for a while. Maybe he fights at the very end of the year. They made a lot of money. They sold big pay-per-view numbers. Whatever anybody wants to believe. I know pay-per-view numbers today are kind of like a roller coaster, depending on who you talk to and whatever it is that you want to believe. But nonetheless, it was really, really good numbers, man. And there's, I'm telling everybody right now, ESPN with the Haney and Lomachenko fight, the fact that they made that fight pay-per-view, they are going to be embarrassed because they're not even going to do a quarter of the numbers that Ryan and Tank did. And that's for all the championships, man. That is for the Gran Chingon and Mero at 135. And they're not even going to do a quarter of that, man, let alone half of those numbers. So I Top Rank, in my opinion, they should have done it just regular ESPN, man. They Lomachenko versus Teofimo, regular ESPN. They should have done it for this, man. But anyway, there you guys go. Kind of talked out of Ryan and who do we? Okay, I'll just ask you this, just to put a nice little bow on top of it. Who do we see first in the ring, Tank or Ryan?
That's a good question. Let me see. Well, Ryan just tweeted on Instagram. He said he's going to take his time. He's going to really think. He's going to go back into the drawing board and think what's going to happen next in his career. So I think Tank. Most likely Tank. Garcia, his body, right? He dehydrated. He did get beat up in the fight. I'm not gonna lie. He got that second round knockout. He did get hit hard, and then he got hit to the body. If he wants a long career, he should take some time off. Take some time off, and then come back and get a tomato can to showcase a great knockout. I think Tank.
I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna say this, that Ryan is looking to get back into the ring, from what I heard, in 3 to 4 months. But he's, how can I put this, man? De La Hoya came out and spoke for him, and Ryan is in disagreement with him. So there's just, I'll just leave it like that, man. There's not a lot of good stuff going on there, man. So that's that, man. Let's move on to some other stuff, man. I'm kind of worn out of talking about Tank and Ryan. Congratulations to Tank Davis, man. He won the fight. What he does from here now, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna do anything that great unless he starts fighting some of these top guys at 135. But anyway, Mikey, Anthony Joshua came out and said he confirmed that he's going to fight Deontay Wilder at the end of the year. Man, I've been wanting to see these two dudes throw down for a long time, Holmes. Does this really mean anything? I don't really know. It's just Anthony Joshua just talking. There's been rumbling and rumors going around. They've all been flying under the radar because of the whole Tank and Ryan buildup. Heck, you know what? Even the Canelo fight has been, thrown under the radar because of the whole hype of Canelo. Because the whole hype of the Tank and Ryan fights. But there has been a lot of things going on in boxing. It's just everyone's been talking about Tank and Ryan. That there's this heavyweight kind of tournament, sort of, that it's going to be Tyson Fury versus Andy Ruiz, and it's going to be Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, and the winner of those two will meet up at each other.
Okay.
Does that really happen? I don't really know, but at least Anthony Joshua has came out and said he's going to fight Deontay Wilder. What do you make of that, Mikey?
Oh man, this is a fight that we wanted to see like 10 years ago. But hey, if we get it, man, I was at work and I saw the breaking news and I was like, I don't really know what to think of it. Like, I was breaking it down. I'm like, dude, Deontay Wilder still has that crazy right hand. It just, if you touch his chin, you could put him to sleep. But you have to get hit with that right hand or evade it somehow. But he still has that crazy right hand. And then Joshua, I don't know, he's a little too slow. Doesn't have that pop that he used to have. Oh, man, I don't know what to think of this fight. I don't even know who could win this fight. As for now, I don't even know. I'm going to say Wilder. I don't know why. Wilder's going to beat him. Joshua disappointed me. At least Wilder went out in the Shield. And he'll go out in the Shield again. He'll go blasting. He'll go out blasting. This guy, we don't know what to expect. He'll probably run out of the ring. I don't know, man. So I'm gonna go Wilder, but don't bet the house in it. I don't know what to think of this fight, but it's a good fight. Those malos, those mentals.
You know what? You know what? Even if this fight took place 5 years from now, I would still watch it, dog. I don't know. I've been wanting to see these two dudes throw down for a long time, man. And then Tyson Fury started inserting himself in there, and I'm like, okay, I don't mind Tyson Fury fighting these guys. That's cool. That's fine. But I want to see Joshua versus Wilder. That's like I said, even if it happens 5 years from now, I'm still gonna watch it, man. But
who do you got?
Okay, as time keeps going, I would favor Wilder, dog. If this fight happened a few years back, I might have favored Anthony Joshua. But as years keep going and going and going, Wilder is still gonna have that power. He's still gonna have that one-hitter quitter. Joshua's jaw, Holmes, he doesn't really have that. He can take an all right punch, all right, but he does get wobbled, man. And when he gets wobbled, it takes somewhat some time to get his bearings back. And I don't even think Wilder has to hit him cleanly. I think even yeah, man, I think that would get Joshua a little bit on spaghetti legs, and Wilder will probably end him. Nonetheless, I still want to see this fight happen, man. Now, on the flip side of that, I don't know if this is really going to happen, but we're talking about Andy Ruiz versus Tyson Fury. Andy Ruiz is making a little bit of headlines because apparently there's a little bit of things going on, man, about some sort of domestic violence or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
I have not seen anything that shows details, but Mikey, what do you make of Ruiz and Fury?
Yeah, man, he's just I think Fury's too long, too skilled. He'll give him a boxing lesson. Starting off with that stick, he'll pull that stick out. I mean, Ruiz is a dog, and he does have experience. But I don't think so, dude. He's only like 6 feet the most. Tyson Fury's 6'9". It's just like he's too big. He's gonna hug, lean on him. We've seen when not Wilder, what's his name? Joshua fought Ruiz the second time. boom, 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 hug, boom, 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 hug, boom, 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 and that's how you beat Andy Reid. That he left the blueprint how to beat him, and that's what Tyson Fury is great at: hitting, hugging, hitting you, boxing. This is making it an ugly, boring fight. And I think Fury, man, is the best. To me, Fury's the best heavyweight. There's no way you can beat him. I don't think Reese has. I'm gonna give it to Fury.
I'm telling everybody right here, man. Mark my words, Holmes. If that fight happens, okay, if that fight happens, everyone's gonna feel sorry for Andy Ruiz. Yeah, people are gonna want to start sending him flowers in the hospital, dog. Tyson Fury le va echar la madre, dog. He's gonna beat the dog dudes out of Andy Ruiz, Holmes.
Yeah.
I don't give Ruiz a chance, man. Especially now that he's having a couple of problems outside of the ring. Man, homie, what's up, Joaquin? Man, Fury is a different animal, dog. Fury puts it on him, dog. Fury.
Let's just say Andy Reese drops him. Fury's still gonna get up and come even stronger.
That's the thing. Okay, that's the thing, man. Look. People have said, hey, you know what? Fury has a weak jaw because he's been dropped by a bunch of nobodies. Okay. Yes, and no. Okay, because what is a weak jaw? A weak jaw, you get dropped, right? But here's the thing. He always gets back up and he wins the fights, Mikey. He gets back up and he wins the fights. It's not like he gets up and then okay, you dropped him. He gets back up and then you finish him because he can't get his bearings back. He's all spaghetti legs. So this thing about questioning his jaw, he has a weak jaw because he's been dropped by a bunch of nobodies. But he gets back up and whoops their ass.
Tito Trinidad, Marquez, they always get up.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say he has a weak jaw. I wouldn't even know how to explain it, dog. Okay,
it's just a heavyweight.
Yeah, a weak jaw for him to get dropped, but not to stop him.
Oh yeah. It's different with the heavyweights. The heavyweights, you get hit. And you're gonna go down. These guys they're freaking 300 pounds, no 200 pounds, man, 200 plus.
Deontay Wilder dropped him twice. This dude gets back up and wins. So this thing about he has a questionable jaw. He's been dropped by a bunch of nobodies. Yeah, but he gets back up. He always gets back up and he wins the fight. So it's not like Anthony Joshua, where when he's got a jaw, he gets wild up and. He gets all spaghettied out, man. And I mean, he did all right when he fought Klitschko. He got back up on that one. But Fury's a different one, dog. Yeah, you may drop him, but don't start celebrating because here comes the ass whooping once he gets back up, man. With that, Mikey, man, we gotta talk about Teofimo Lopez, man. Teofimo Lopez is now campaigning at 140. He's fighting Josh Taylor. I can't wait for this damn fight, Holmes. But now he was on an interview. And this dude comes out and he says this is his last fight on ESPN. He's talking to Massa about the commentators on ESPN, mainly Timothy Bradley, but he's talking about all of them, saying that, hey, man, they're dictating on who's winning the fight. He's saying, he said the whole thing about black fighters. Hey, you know what? ESPN can keep the black fighters, man, that he's out of there. This is his last fight on ESPN. Mikey, what do you make about Teofimo Lopez, dog?
Yeah, when he says about these guys, they're biased. Timothy Bradley and what's his name, the biggest hitter, Andre Ward, they're biased, dude. And it's just like, it's like you're watching the fight at your friend's house. It's not like they're not giving you a lot of insight sometimes. What they do, but sometimes, whoa, they're just doing like, dude, shut up, like, break it down. Like, they're kind of, they're annoying, dude. Like, he keeps it real. He kept it real that these guys, and then the other guy lands a punch and they don't talk about it. It's just like, you gotta be fair and unbiased. You're an announcer. You're not a fan, and when it comes to the brothers and all that, hey, man, they do show them love at ESPN. I'm just going to say that. Hey, am I hating on that? No, man. Let them shine. But they do show them love, for sure.
Okay. But didn't ESPN make Teofimo Lopez a star as well? I mean, the guy has been known since he had, 10 fights? 9
Mm-hmm.
fights. I mean, the guy is not like I thought ESPN promoted Teofimo Lopez very well. They promoted him very well. Now, he's kind of a little bit of a liability because his head is out there somewhere. So I'm not really going to agree with them on that. Because ESPN did a good job in promoting this kid, even though he didn't have a lot of fights. They saw that he was exciting. He was getting some real cool knockouts, man. He does the backflip, man, and people are tuning in. I thought they did a good job in promoting him, Mikey.
Yeah, they did. They did. Teal was he was fun, man. He was really fun. He had skills. He was fun getting sensational knockouts. And I agree with you, Ed. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why he said they could keep the black fighters. If you really think about it, is there a lot of Latinos on ESPN?
Not really.
There's more brothers, right? There's more
really.
brothers.
Yeah.
And let them shine. But he kept it real that there's more brothers, and he said that Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley, they're kind of biased, and they don't report it or whatever. They don't announce the fights. Both sides. That's true.
Okay, the commentators, I would somewhat agree that yes, right. They favor the favorite fighter, and they point out all the good things that the favorite fighter's doing, and when it's the underdog, it's that they don't really, especially when it comes to the highlights, right? In between rounds, I'm like, wait, I saw this dude land some good clean punches. How come you're not showing that in between rounds, but you're showing the good stuff for the favorite fighter? Okay, so the commentators, I would definitely agree. However, with the whole thing of, he didn't really say this, but that's why I'm not sure why he said, they could keep the black fighters. Like, if ESPN didn't do you any favors, Teal, because Teal, ESPN put you in the spotlight, Holmes, and you shine. You shine. You know who wasn't able to get up there, dog, that ESPN had? Terrence Crawford. That's a black fighter, Holmes. Terrence Crawford didn't get up there. Man, they had to be fighting Terrence Crawford in Nebraska so they could go ahead and sell out a small arena. Because if you put Terrence Crawford anywhere else, he couldn't really sell that much. He still can't sell that well. The whole thing about the black fighters, I'm not really sure why he needs to bring that up. Because in reality, the commentators I agree with, but the other thing I don't, because at one point Teofimo Lopez was somewhat a megastar, at least for the promotion of ESPN, at least for the promotion of Top Rank. He was a megastar for them. I'm not saying in boxing globally, but for Top Rank with ESPN, he was somewhat of a megastar for them. So I'm not really sure where he comes off with this, unless he's looking at his career lately and saying like, hey, wait a second, I got more shine before. Yeah, you did, but you lost. And you're kind of going a little bit off the rails, Holmes. So ESPN, Top Rank, kind of has to be careful on where you're going and the stuff that you're saying. Do we really want you to be the face of Top Rank? And does ESPN want you to be the face, right? When you're kind of, you're suspect, Holmes. You're suspect on what you're going to say and where you're going to go, dog. The commentators, I do somewhat agree with you, Mikey.
Yeah. And like you said, Crawford, now that you bring that up, they pushed Crawford. They were according to ESPN, Crawford's pound for pound number one. Before Canelo, before Usyk, before all these great fighters that are having great fights, and Crawford hasn't really fought nobody. I believe in Crawford. I'm a big Crawford fan, but they're pushing him like he's the pound for pound, the best in the sport. He doesn't transcend, man. And I said that in one of my videos. You have to transcend worldwide. Canelo transcends worldwide. That's pound for pound skills and selling out arenas, getting the best commercials, TVs, NFLs of the Super Bowl, movies, everything. That's part of being pound for pound, in my opinion, is skills plus the star power.
Look, Teofimo Lopez has Heisman night. That became a thing. Heisman night. He would throw on the jersey and he'd do the backflip. I mean, that became a thing for a kid that didn't even have a 15 fights at the time when he became, you know, the Heisman guy, right? He was in 20 fights. You know, I thought ESPN did a great job in promoting Teofimo Lopez, man. If people are going to say that, oh, no, man, they just favorite the blacks and they just favorite the blacks, chale, dog, because Teofimo Lopez was really pushed by Top Rank. They made him a star. And I don't even want to just give it all to Top Rank because Teofimo Lopez, he's an exciting kid. He's an exciting kid to watch. They saw that. They promoted him big time. He's a little bit off the rails today. So I think they might have taken a few steps back and saying like, you know, let's not give this kid too much shine, man, because he's talking a little bit crazy now. And his dad, of course, man, is taking the shine and wanting to be in the spotlight and saying a couple of things. So I wouldn't, if I were Top Rank, homie, and I'm not, but if I were Top Rank, me myself, I'd take a few steps back and say that, I don't know what this kid's going to say next. I liked him. I wanted him to be the star, but now I don't know what he's saying. But here's the thing, though, Mikey, that I want to ask you, and I want to ask everybody on here. Is it smart of Teofimo Lopez to bash Top Rank, to bash ESPN? Mikey, he's got one more fight with them, which is against Josh Taylor. Why would you bash? If you're being smart, why would you bash Top Rank, saying that this is my last fight with them and talk all this masa? Dog, they're not going to do you any favors. What if this fight goes to the scorecards? Was it smart of him, Mikey, to knowing that you still got a fight left? If you don't have any fights with them left, hey, Holmes, bash them if you want. But you still got a fight left with them, which, by the way, is an important fight. An important fight. Mikey, was it smart of him to come out and start bashing them?
Yeah, man. For sure, it's causing attention. So we're talking about him. So, but it's bad attention. Man, you have to be careful what you say, especially if a TV network is pushing you. Top Rank is pushing one of the best promotions. You can't say, oh, they could keep the black fighters. That does not sound good. It's not good PR. You can't say that, man. You cannot say that. And yet, like you said, if it goes decision and this is that, we've seen. I forgot. I need to go back, but we've seen when there's a fighter that had one last fight and they didn't care about him. They lost the decision. We've seen that before. I got to really think about it though. So yeah, he's shooting himself in the leg. He's a little cuckoo.
Yeah, I think he shot himself in the foot, dog. Now, Top Rank, ESPN is not going to do him any favors for this fight, and it's an important fight for this kid too, man. So if you had something to say, if you feel that way, which I disagree with, again, the commentators I agree with them on, but the whole other thing I don't agree with them on. But okay, but if that's how he felt, that's cool, dog. Bite your tongue. Let this be your last fight. Once you're out of there, then go ahead, man, because now you're giving them a reason for them to take this fight from you. You're giving them a reason to so-called rob this fight from you, and it can happen. It can happen. We could watch this fight and say Teal won this fight, but then they give it to Josh Taylor. Why would they give it to Teofimo Lopez? If he's on his way out, his way out, dog. And not only that, he badmouthed you. Come on, dog. Why are you giving them ammunition for them to take this fight from you? So Teofimo, man, I like Teo. I do. I'm a fan of his. I like watching him fight. I think the kid is explosive, and I think that kid can be great. I think that kid has it to be great. It's unfortunate that what's happening outside of the ring, man, it's messing with them, and his dad just doesn't help, man. It just doesn't. But I just, when I saw that, Mikey, and I'm like, kid, you have a fight left with this promotion, an important fight. Why are you out there? And then the dad, Holmes. I know we're trying to end the show right now, but I just gotta go off on a rant. But then the dad, Holmes, kid, shut up. You're not doing us any favors, stupid kid. What are you doing? Shut your mouth. But that's not what he's doing. He's egging him on. Like, it's unfortunate. Man. I think this kid. I don't think this kid's career goes much further, Mikey. Yeah.
Just like Ryan Garcia, and Evan. He is the boss. He could. His dad doesn't say tell him to calm down. Why? What do you? Because he'll fire his dad. He's in control, and that's the thing that hurts these guys. That they don't have a trainer will tell, "Hey man, shut up, man." They don't have a guy to tell them, "Hey, shut your mouth, man." They're the ones they're the bosses. So, man, they're not going to be great. They're not going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah. The pound for pound for ESPN. Nah, man. That's
It's a joke, man.
Yeah, but oh, you know what? Now that okay, right before we end it, we got a fight tomorrow. William Zepeda is getting in there. This just a quick 5 minutes. I know we're running long. The Spencer, I had to go off on a rant, but Mikey, what do you like about this fight tomorrow, or what don't you like about this fight tomorrow, Kathleen?
All right, man. William Zepeda, this guy's promising. I like it. Southpaw, throws combinations, Mexican. We've seen him. So this fight's a showcase fight, and once again, hey man, I'm not racially biased. Oh, when it happens with black fighters or white fighters, Tank Davis, the stipulations and all that. Now this crap happens. William Zepeda's gonna fight a 130-pounder, and they moved him up to fight at 135. It's a showcase fight, and William Zepeda might get a sensational knockout. Just like the kid from where's the kid that Dave likes? He's from Orange County. ¿Cómo se llama? Latino, Southpaw. He just got a crazy knockout, but he knocked out a 122 pounder.
Rocha.
Yeah, Alexis Rocha almost killed the guy. Well, yeah, that guy's 122 pounder, moved to 154 or whatever Rocha is. So this guy's a 130 pounder. He moved above. He's gonna fight William Zepeda at 135. And, man, it's a showcase fight, and who knows? He might knock him out. He is gonna get a sensation knockout. I don't like that crap, man. I don't like that. No matter who they are, I don't like that.
Yeah. Zepeda's just gonna put hands on him, man. If you're moving a fighter up, and Zepeda is being looked at as, and I like William Zepeda. I like Camarón, man, and I think the guy can be great. I don't know why they got to do this, but oh well, it's just for him to be to look good. What I will say, okay, so I'm 100% in agreement with you, Mikey. What I will say is the co-main event with Diego De La Hoya against Victor Morales, that would be the good fight, because the main event is just, you're just gonna watch William Zepeda just put hands on him, dog. But Diego De La Hoya versus Victor Morales, you guys check that one out, and you guys will be entertained by that fight, man. But with all that, Mikey, anything else, big dog, before we wrap it up?
No, that's it, man. Mikey Angelino Sports, or check me out right here with Cholo Trucker. Los Tres Chingones, or in Spanish with Big Dave and Cholo Trucker.
Hey, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, saludos to all the chingones and the chingonas that were all up in here. Saludos to David Contreras. Have a safe trip back to Florida and get better, brother. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing it. So we come back and do it again. To the next round. We'll catch you guys then.